Yo, what's the deal? It's Crown Nose in the building, man. Look, I just got out of my jiu-jitsu class, man. I freaking fell on my damn head, man. I'm gonna go to the hospital and see if I got a concussion or not, which I doubt I do, because I've been retaining my seat, man. So, I think my brain is really protected, through my strong skull. Thank God for my skull and my neck and everything, but I'm definitely gonna be more careful with just jiu-jitsu stuff, okay? Because much respect to all the real fighters out there, man. I salute y'all, man. But one of the reasons why I didn't want to be a real fighter, after all, was because of my health, man. I think health is so important. And if I'm going to get injured, man, I'd rather get injured really trying to defend myself in a real situation rather than, doing it for a living, right? You know what I'm saying? I really want to use the best of my mental faculties, as best as I can. But, shout out to Riverside MMA, though. Shout out to everybody who goes to that gym, bro. And shout out to everybody who's retaining their seat. First of all, bing bong! Retain your seat. Retain your seat. You gotta retain your seat. You gotta retain. You gotta retain your seed, bro. Gotta retain, bro. Retaining my seed has allowed me to endure through pain. I'll never forget when I was drinking alcohol one time a few years ago and I fell on my head, man. I fell on my head, I think on the back of my head, right? I know for a fact I fell on the back of my head. And I didn't feel anything that night, probably because I was drunk. But the very next day, and the next days after, man, I felt jittery, funny. Like, when I was walking, I felt shaky. I just felt paranoid and, but it was a really severe fall. It was way worse than this one I had today, though, But it was a really, 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 really bad fall, But not that bad, obviously. But it was pretty bad, bro. I fell directly in the back of my head, bro. Boom! I just lost consciousness for a second because I was drinking alcohol. But, but after that happened, I cut drinking, bro. And after this right now, I'm going to take it real easy on this jiu-jitsu. Oh, man, I got to take it easy, bro. I got stuff I got to do. But luckily, it wasn't too severe. It wasn't severe, though. So, but I definitely feel like if I wasn't retaining my seed, it would be way worse and my mind would be much weaker. It would have really impacted me in an extremely severe way. So, yeah, that's how I feel, man. But at the same time, a man has to go through pain. A man has to go through traumas. And how you act during those moments defines who you are. How you act during pain, during trauma, is who you are. I choose to be strong. I choose to be strength. And I choose to have mind control, regardless of bringing trauma to my mind. See, only people who retain their seed can feel me on something like that. If you're weak, if you're a quitter, if you haven't gone through something that has cultivated that type of strength to retain your seed yet, you have two options. Remain weak or take a step of faith, man, and take your hand off your Johnson. We gotta stop masturbating, fellas, bro. My consciousness is telling me that it's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse out here, bro. Every day, there's a new perverted person accepting themselves and believing that it is right, when it is indeed foul. It is wrong. So, I make this video to show you guys not to panic, and to just truly allow semen retention to take over your mental faculty when you go through something, when you go through things, when you go through a headfall, when you feel like you might have spun too hard on your leg or your arm, or if you feel like you've injured yourself, just relax. You can self-heal. Self-healing is real. It's something that they don't want us to believe. It's something that they don't want us to really realize, but we can heal ourselves by abstaining from food and by deep breathing. And that's some deep truth. You better do your research. Do your research, fellas, all right? Do your research. And retain y'all seat, all right, fellas? It's Crown Nosa. It's April 17th, 2025. And I'm here with another one for y'all. I'm going to see y'all later.